Hello, my loves. It's Gigi, and welcome back to my channel. We talk all about mindset, spirituality, and the law of assumption over here. If this is your first time, welcome. We are the Journey Fam, and we're just about using conscious manifestation to our advantage. So I want to talk about robotic affirming again. If you're not familiar with this technique, definitely go watch my first video on the topic. I think it's something that is very trendy and is talked about a lot. And there are a lot of skeptics out there, but there are just as many people who have shared success stories. And I can only ever speak from my experience and from what I have observed. And because this is the law of assumption after all, obviously, if you observe something and you want it to be true for you, you can assume that to be true and it will prove true in your reality because everything starts from your 4D, your mind, your subconscious, your imagination to be pushed out into your 3D. And I really think that believing that robotic affirming works and having this tool in your back pocket is a huge game changer when you actually apply it. We can talk all day about robotic affirming and never actually apply it, and then we're not going to see results. But when you actually are consistent with this and you incentivize yourself, make it fun, maybe you pair it up with a habit that's beneficial, like going to the gym, you tell yourself you're going to robotically affirm, whether it's listening to your own voice in a voice note or one of the many amazing affirmation tracks that you can find online. Just pick 1 to 3 or 4 affirmations and loop them when you're starting to feel anxious, when you're starting to doubt, when you're starting to worry, when you feel like your desire is unattainable. It just takes mental discipline. So I want to share my own success. Very recently, I decided I wanted to take robotically affirming more seriously again and go back to the basics. Sammy Ingram is one of the original manifestation coaches that I have loved in the Law of Assumption community on YouTube. And she said she used to use the affirmation, I make $1,000 a day. So I said, you know what? I'm going to use that affirmation as my go-to affirmation for the day. $30,000 a month. Wow, that's for me right now a good chunk of change. I'm going to suspend my disbelief. I'm just going to have this on loop instead of worrying or replaying conversations as I'm doing my daily chores, my daily activities that don't require much mental effort. And I kid you not, I received 2 opportunities that I wasn't expecting to earn a little bit of extra money that felt good to me, that were aligned, that were totally up my alley. This technique works. And I know we're not supposed to crave 3D validation, but I'm going to be honest, it was really cool to see that it actually worked. And I almost forgot for a second. I had to connect the dots. Oh, I did a lot of robotic affirming and this is what happened. Awesome. And then also I was on the phone with a friend who inspired me with another idea to earn some extra income that feels really exciting to me. So it was just my whole frame of mind was oriented towards abundance and towards doing what I love. And I didn't feel like it was forced. It felt very natural because let's be real, my reticular activating system was primed to be noticing more opportunities to make money. And guys, it's really this simple. Even if you're thinking about dating and let's say you are going after a specific person, if you think in the mindset that my life is already so amazing with or without this person, I don't have any urgency around it. I'm just going to robotically affirm that this person's in my life and we are living it up, having the best time together. If you think like that, and then you have the robotic affirmations looping, there's no reason why you're not going to experience some really unexpected positive movement in your life. It's all about just releasing the resistance. That is why I like robotic affirming. And if robotic affirming is adding resistance, I mentioned this in the last video on this, then don't do it. It might not be the technique for you, and that's okay. What works for me or Sammy Ingram or Taylor or any of these other people who have talked all about loving this technique doesn't have to work for you. It's okay. We're all different. Now, I just shared a really trivial example about making a little extra money, feeling a little extra abundant, but there are a lot of other crazy success stories on Reddit, which you can decide whether or not you want to believe them. But I know Sammy Ingram has a Facebook group. I'm actually not a member of the group, but I've heard through word of mouth that it's a really great place to get inspiration. And I do trust her. I think she's a great, trustworthy source. So I personally would go there. If I were really feeling doubtful, I would probably join that group, read a bunch of success stories there. And I also would go on Twitter. And again, you decide what you want to believe or not believe. But the truth is, you make the rules for what is going to work for you. So if you think robotically affirming is going to benefit you, it's going to help you instantly manifest anything you want within 3 days. And then you go saturate your mind with success stories on top of that on Twitter, Reddit, Facebook groups, whatever. And you really hone in on that positive storyline about this technique and about your ability to get what you want. It just sets you up for success. You don't even have to be into esoteric wisdom or knowledge or the hermetic principle of mentalism in order to understand the common sense of what you focus on expands. Where your attention is going, your energy is flowing, and it's just making that more prominent in your life, whatever that is. And as long as you're more focused on solutions and opportunities and possibilities, and then taking the aligned action, you're going to be flabbergasted in the best way possible about how your life is turning around. And you're just riding this wave of fortune to a new chapter in your life. That doesn't mean you're not going to experience stumbling blocks along the way, but why not turn those stumbling blocks into launch pads to different realities? You can use your triggers to launch you into a robotic affirmation session. Remember, the most common way to robotically affirm is just in the back of your mind. You don't need to be listening to an affirmation track or make it this designated period of time. Even though I love saturation sessions, I don't think it's 100% necessary. You could revise an unfavorable interaction on the spot if you're having a disagreement, and then robotically affirm in the back of your mind, we just came to a great resolution on this. Everything's great. We just came to a great resolution on this. You'll notice this other person starting to more positively respond to what you're saying. I'm not kidding. This really does work. Try it for yourself. You have control over where your mind dwells. And when you realize that and you don't allow your energy and attention to be snatched by anything going on outside of you, and you use robotic affirmation as a tool to redirect your attention, you will be so much more powerful. It's just common sense. So I love you guys. Let me know if you want me to curate a list of success stories to read aloud. I just wanted to share one that was kind of simple and easy to understand. I do have some personal success stories with this, but I think there are a ton of examples. You shouldn't take my word for it. Test it out for yourself. My invitation for you today, depending on the time you're watching this in your day, is to dedicate at least an hour to robotically affirming what you want. Choose one desire and 1, 2, 3 affirmations relating to that desire and loop those for at least an hour today. You could be cooking, you could be cleaning, you could be going for a walk, walking the dog. It doesn't matter. But I want you to either loop it in the back of your mind for an hour while you're doing other things, or to listen to an affirmation track of your choice. There are endless affirmation tracks on YouTube to choose from. And if it works for you, amazing. Run with it. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. Just give yourself the chance to allow this to work for you. That is my invitation. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. And I do have an open calendar right now. So if you want to book a session with me to talk through whatever you're manifesting and to get some concrete tips and tools that you can follow, you will find the link in the description below. I'll talk to you later. Bye.